Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I did a quick video while I was out and about running some errands, and I told you in that video that I was probably going to do a tarot reading tonight on just the overall political vibe of the United States, and so this is that video. Now, I haven't uploaded the other video yet, but I am going to upload both of these videos back to back, so it should be up by now. But I was kind of curious. I drew some cards this morning, and I pulled the Magician and the Tower. So if anybody knows anything about tarot cards, the Magician and the Tower together is like, oh my god. And so that was based off of the political atmosphere. So I was like, okay, I have to do more. I didn't have time at that time to pull any more cards. So I was determined to come home and do another reading and see what in the world was going on with the Magician and the Tower card. So here it is. I want to kind of ask a few questions. I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter because I know no one wants to sit through an hour. But I do have a few things that I want to do. I just want to, or ask about, and it's just the overall energy surrounding the election. Maybe see if we can figure out which candidate is stronger right now, mentally as well as physically. Are the polls correct? And what is the future of politics for the US? That's what I'm curious about. I was also going to see if I could throw in a question about the second stimulus. So you never know where the cards are going to take you. You don't know which direction they're going to go in. So we will try to get as many of those things answered as possible. I've got two decks here that I'm going to use today. I've got the Haunted House Tarot, and I've got the Everyday Witches Tarot. I don't really use the Haunted House Tarot that much for videos. I do, however, use it almost every day for myself. I love this deck. It's a little bit maybe darker than most. The images, I don't know. If you really want a dark deck, try the Dark Mirror Oracle. That's really dark if you want dark, but I don't really consider this dark, but I don't know. I actually like it. I like the deck a lot. So I thought, well, what the hell? Let me just try it for this reading tonight. So I'm going to start out with that one. And the first question I'm going to ask is just, what was that Magician and Tower card, first of all? What did they mean? And what is the overall energy surrounding the election? I know that's kind of like two questions in one, but the overall energy surrounding the U.S. election, and maybe some clarity on that Magician and the Tower I pulled this morning. What was going on with that? Because that threw me. Anybody who knows tarot, if you pull a Magician and a Tower, it's like, oh wow, the hell. So I took it as the Magician was one of the candidates. Now, it could be Trump or Biden. But I took that as one of them is going to stir shit up. Something's going to happen. There's going to be a huge change. It could also be in the form of just utter chaos, destruction. So there's that as well. The good thing is that most of the time the Tower pops up, it's very stressful and scary during the Tower event, but oftentimes when you look back on it later on, it was something that needed to happen. So there is that. So we might be going through a major change in the way our political system is here in the US, but perhaps it's going to actually be better for us in the long run. So that's what I can say about the Tower. Okay, so, well, we've got a 5 for the first card, so that's not, oh, okay, great. 5 and a 4. Okay, the wheel. The High Priestess. Oh wow. Okay, let's do one more. King of Pentacles. Alright. So we have got the, if you can see it, we've got Five of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Cups, the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So I've got, let me draw one more to make it an even 8. Oh, what is this one? 13. What is 13? Of course, death. Death. Transformation. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me just try to... Which way do I need to go? I need to go this way. Okay. Make sure you guys can see them as best as possible. Alright, so this morning, like I said, I drew the Magician and the Tower card. This Death card right here, 13, right here, Transformation. I think that there's something going to come of this election that is going to set a precedent for the future, and it's going to completely change things. There's something going to happen, and from now on, things are going to be different. That's what I can say. It might be different for the good. That's a possibility. So we've got the Five of Cups. Fives in tarot are considered kind of chaotic. It's bickering, fighting, jealousy, competition. This is the Five of Cups, and so I take the Five of Cups as someone who is, you know, kind of seeing the glass half full instead of seeing it empty. Or, no, it's the opposite of that. Sorry, I can't talk. It's someone who sees the glass half empty instead of half full. So this is a person that's focusing on the negative aspects in their life and not the positive that they have. That's the way I look at the Five of Cups. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles. And right now, I can tell you right now, I do think that this is indicating that, I think this is representing Biden. And I do feel like he's a puppet. And this is literally a puppet. You can't get any clearer than that, folks. This is a person that is being used by, I think, the higher-ups above him. And he is essentially told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And, you know, he's just... you know, I kind of almost feel sorry for the guy. I do. But I do think that this is indicative of Joe Biden being a puppet. I don't really think that that could be Trump, because I don't think that he is controllable like that. I don't think that anybody would have the ability to, you know, have him do certain things and he would go along with that. So that's why I pinpointed Biden for that. And that has also been mentioned in the news, that, you know, sometimes people look at him as a puppet. And another thing that people have mentioned is, you know, is he going to get in and then they put Kamala Harris in his spot and deem him unstable or whatever the case may be. And so this here, you know, this is kind of like, God, it just doesn't, this is not good. Okay, so there's that. Who's the one that's looking, who's the one that's looking at the glass half empty? So we've got that. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which means usually when I get the Wheel of Fortune, I'm kind of like, okay, that kind of means that the tide is turning, and, you know, whoever is or has been suffering with something or having bad luck on something is not always going to stay that way. The times are changing, and I think that that is really a card saying that it's not always going to be like this. Okay, things change, and even though we are in a strange time right now, I do think that that is ultimately going to change. And so I do think that that's actually a good card to have, to pull for this one. So I don't think that things are going to stay like this forever. Okay, the sun does come out eventually again. Okay, even after a long, cold, brutal winter, the sun will always shine again. So then we've got the Three of Cups, which is... you know, usually Three of Cups is celebration. It's three people. It can be a birth celebration, a party, a wedding, anything like that. But in this case, I kind of feel like it's someone drowning. So that's why I like different decks. That's why I like to have a collection of decks, because the images are so vastly different on each deck. It gives you a new perspective on the meaning of that card. Okay, so yes, Three of Celebration, and you do have that back here. You have the three people celebrating, but you also have this person here under the water, and it's kind of like they're submerged completely and they're trying to break free. They can't quite. They're stuck, kind of overwhelmed, almost like, if you look at this, this looks like a window back here. I don't know if you can see it, but that kind of looks like a window. And it's almost like this person is trapped. Okay, I look at this as a trapped card. And so again, since I think Joe Biden came up as this puppet, I kind of wonder if he feels trapped. You know, everybody else around him is celebrating because they think that they have the election won. And I think that he kind of feels a little bit in the shadows. I don't think that he really, I think he suspects. I do. I think he suspects that they're using him. And I do think that they are using him. So I think that he suspects. I don't think that he's unaware of it. But he just kind of feels trapped and he can't seem to get out of this situation. He's in it and he's in it for the long haul. So I do think that that is, you know, that. And then the High Priestess. The High Priestess is, well, I love the High Priestess. The High Priestess is somebody who is intuitive, who knows things, who sees things. You know, you've got the moon there that indicates secrets and the knowing of things and the knowing of things that are hidden. You've got the two poles there, the B and the J, which equal balance, and just, you know, just all these. To me, it's a cool card. I like this card. I think it's just really, a lot of times it can also mean like a type of psychic situation. So like maybe somebody was seeking a help from a psychic, or, you know, reading cards or something like that. So in this case, I'm not really sure what role this plays in this case. I also sometimes look at this card as sometimes it's something that is not meant to be seen or not meant to be known. When I'm asking particular questions, especially if it's a question I'm not comfortable with asking, and this card comes out, then that's my answer to that question. And it may not be the answer I'm looking for, but it is basically telling me that that is not for me to know. Now, I don't know if that's in this situation, but I do kind of feel like in this case, it kind of, honestly, I'm getting kind of like an illumination of sorts. Like we're about to learn some crazy shit. Like some stuff is about to happen. That's kind of how I feel with this card for this reading. I think that there's some things that are uncovered or unknown, and I think that they will be uncovered and known very soon. So I do think that there's something that we're about to learn in the media, and that it's coming, and I don't know what it is. I think it's big, but we don't know what it is yet. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which you know, the knights, I don't necessarily look as, you know, them as dark individuals. I look at them as, all the knights are my verbs. They're my action people. They're the ones that are going out and doing the work, the ones that are, you know, in the battlefield, and you know, just, I feel like they, in my mind, I always kind of look at the knights as the workers of the queen and king. Okay, so they're the ones that are out running all their errands and doing things for them. And so in this deck, though, it's a little bit different. They do have kind of like that darker appeal to them. And so the Knight of Swords is someone who, you know, it is that action, you know, it's taking action that's really, you know, he is ready to go. I mean, look at that lightning shooting from his feet, and his wings are there, and he has this look of determination on him. And so, you know, I feel like this is somebody, you know, I don't feel like it's President Trump or Joe Biden, for that matter. I would expect them to come out as kings or maybe even emperor, but I'm not going to expect one of them to come out as a knight. So this is somebody a little bit lower, but this is also somebody that is very powerful, and I'm not saying that this person is that great. I'm really not. I don't think that this person is the nicest person of all. They're definitely in the political area. I mean, it's somebody that I think that we would recognize and be familiar with them. And I think it is someone who has a role in whoever's campaign, but they're not to be trusted. They're not a good person. So I don't know who that is. And then we've got the King of Pentacles, which I will definitely say that this is Trump. So we've got the King of Pentacles and Trump. You know, just kind of sitting there on his throne, just kind of watching everything and paying attention and, you know, kind of, you know, I definitely think that that's him. So the fact that these two cards are next to each other, I kind of wonder if this secret, does Trump have a secret on someone, or does someone have a secret on Trump? Then we've got death, we've got transformation, major transformation, we've got change. So far out of this pull here, just with these 8 cards, I kind of do feel like Biden is being used as a puppet. His political party is not caring about him one iota. He's just a person that they're putting out in the front, you know, and, you know, literally I know he's been called a puppet, but you can't make this up, okay? A puppet came out, guys. A puppet came out, okay? And I think that sometimes when I look at this card, I feel like this is a woman who's been kind of locked away down in some sort of wine cellar. And this, I'm going by the imagery for this particular card. And so I feel like this is a person that's being held against their will. And I do feel like with this card here in particular, I do feel like Biden is really ultimately doing this against his will. He kind of feels like he's trapped. He can't get out of it. He's just, you know, just everybody else around him is happy that, you know, they feel like, you know, he's going to win. And, you know, I don't think that, I don't know. I just don't, I feel like he's not really, his heart isn't in it. He doesn't want to have this position. I think he was completely comfortable with what he was, or what he was doing prior. I don't think that, or if it were under different circumstances, I think he would be okay with it, but not under the circumstances in which it is. And so I do think that he's being used. And I do think that there is a secret that's about to be exposed. I kind of wonder and I'm looking at the location of the cards, and so I've got the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and Death. And so I'm wondering, since I'm calling this my Trump card, since these cards are placed, it's almost like these cards up here are Biden and these cards down here are Trump. And so I kind of wonder if there's going to be a secret about Trump exposed, or if Trump has a secret on someone else and is going to expose them. And I'm wondering if this here is the person that is doing the exposing. But it is really it's gonna change things. It's gonna change things dramatically, and that could be where this stroke of luck is coming from. You know, so even though this stuff is going on, even though he is being used somewhat as a puppet, I believe it might work for him. Okay, so yeah, let's pull a few cards. All right, which candidate is physically stronger? What's going on? Which candidate do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Donald Trump? Is it going to be Joe Biden? Are the polls correct? Let's see. All right, so this has been, just looking at this Ten of Wands that fell out, this has been an uphill struggle. And I think that this has been an uphill struggle for both candidates. Okay, so we've got an uphill struggle. I'm just going to pull the cards out like this because I don't have any room. Ace of Pentacles, so this is something new. Planting seeds. 7, defensiveness. 7 of Wands, defensiveness. Oh, 8 of Swords. Okay, so I think both of these guys feel like they're on the defense. Both of them feel like they are, well, I don't know about Trump feeling powerless, but definitely it's been an uphill battle for both candidates, and they've both been on the defense, okay? But look at this Sun. Look at this Ace of Pentacles. This is new beginnings. New seeds are being planted, guys. These are new opportunities coming just around the corner. And I think that that also goes with this Wheel of Fortune, okay? Things are not going to stay like this forever. That is the good thing. Something's going to come about, and it's going to completely eliminate everything that's going on, and it's going to be kind of like a new day, okay? Look at this Sun. This is a new day. This is a new sunny day. So there is hope. There's some good things coming as well. And I think that these two candidates here, we're getting close to the end. They're getting up that hill. They're getting closer to the top, okay? Their struggles are going to be over pretty soon. So, but I do think that both of them are feeling the brunt of going up that hill and struggling. Both of them are on the defensive, okay? Both of them are constantly saying things and defending themselves, and, you know, from attacks and from this and that. I kind of feel like it's more... Okay, I'm not even gonna say it, but I think they both have attacks coming to them. And then we have the 8 of Swords. So this is usually someone feeling trapped, bound. They don't have any way to unhook themselves. They don't have any way to, I mean, they could. This is a feeling. Don't forget, this is a feeling. This is not someone who is physically trapped and bound and blindfolded. Okay, so this is in your head. You could potentially you know, get out of that situation if you truly wanted to. Okay, it's not the end of the world. So, but there is somebody feeling like they feel trapped, and so I do kind of, oh God, I do feel like this is Biden. I really do. I feel like he feels trapped, okay, because I felt like this was him as well. And these two cards to me are trapped, okay? So I do feel like he is trapped. He doesn't like the position he's in. He doesn't like the position he's been put in. I think that if he were running for president just on his own will, and he had the genuine support of people and his party around him, he would be okay with it, but he doesn't, okay? I think that he knows that there's some plan in the works to get him out as soon as he gets put in, if that's the case, and I don't think he likes that, and he kind of feels trapped with that. And then, okay, what about the polls? Are the polls correct? Okay, we see all these polls, and they have Biden in the lead, and, you know, yes or no? Are the polls correct? Let's just do a yes or no. So, the 6 of Cups. So, I would probably, if I had to guess based off of this card, I would say yes, they're correct. This is not a bad card. This is like a nostalgic card, thinking back on memories, looking back on good times. You know, they have smiles on their faces. There's flowers, there's trees, there's blooming everything. So this is a good feeling card, and so this would be a yes card to me. So my question again was, are the polls correct? And I would have to say yes. All right. Is there going to be a second stimulus check? Are they going to agree on a number here so that they can get another stimulus check out for people? Yes or no? So, I do think that, okay, so justice, fairness, I think that there is going to be another stimulus check. I do think that they're going to do what's fair to the people, okay? So again, you know, this is like a really good card to pull for a question like that. This is representing law, okay? Law, order, fairness, justice. And so I think that if they do feel like the people need a second stimulus check, that's what they are eventually going to do. Not everybody, I don't think, is, you know, I mean, if you look at her blindfold, I mean, it kind of, you know, I think that this represents the current situation as far as that is concerned. So that was a good one to pull. When is this stimulus check going to be past? Or when is it going to be sent out to people? 18, the moon. Secrets, illumination. So, I don't know. You tell me, when is the second stimulus check going to be sent out? We've got a second full moon coming around the corner, guys. We've got another second full moon for this month of October 2020. I think it's called the blue moon, if I'm not mistaken. But it hasn't happened, I don't think, I think it's on Halloween, but it hasn't happened on Halloween in I don't know how many years, but it's been a while. And so this is a rare occasion. And so as a timeline, I asked, when is the second stimulus check going to be sent out to the people? And I get the 18 and I get the moon. So I'm thinking, you know, you're looking at what's 18 days? 2.5 weeks? That would kind of put us around the full moon time, right? So I'm guessing about 18 days, and I think it's going to be towards the end of October when we have that full moon, okay? That's going to be my guess. And then, what is the future of politics for the U.S.? What is the future of, what's the future outlook for the U.S. politics? Future outlook for U.S. politics. What do we got going on? Let's do this one here. Ooh, the devil. Jesus, wow. Yay. That makes sense. Bribery? Could I say bribery on this one? Look at this. Look at the devil in this one. What's the future? What's the future for the U.S. for politics? Deceit. Deceit to the people. I take this right here, this guy, as the U.S. government and us, the people right here, the kids. Trying to lure us, trying to bribe us, trying to get us on their side. You know, you just can't, oh God, you just can't, what a card to pull. Oh my God, what a card to pull for politics, for the political system. You know, that right there sums it up, guys. I asked about the U.S. political system. Right there, corruption, the devil, okay, deceit, deception, manipulation. Okay, this is literally, he's holding a bag of money in one hand and an ice cream cone in the other. He's trying to bribe the kids to come off with him and to follow him. This is what this is what the political system and politicians do. Look, isn't this what politicians do? Come vote for me. I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to do this for you. And then they get in, they don't do any of that shit that they promised that they were going to do. This right here sums it up. This has got to change. Okay, this has got to change before it gets better. We cannot continue to have a system like this because it just doesn't work. You know, and I think this is what we've had up until this point. And, you know, now these kids here, us, we're getting kind of tired of it. And we see what's going on. We see what they're doing, their sneakiness, what they're doing behind the, you know, curtain. And so this has to stop before we get better. You know, so I will say that. All right, so I think that's it. Let me just pull, actually, let me go back to this deck here, the Haunted House Tarot. I want to pull one card, okay, a yes or no card, one for Trump, one for Biden. So far in this reading, I'm kind of leaning towards Biden winning the election. I don't think that he is happy with the way he's winning, because I do think that he feels that he's being used by his party. But I, you know, that's bothering him, but that's kind of the way I'm leaning right now based off of that Six of Cups. So let me just go one more time with the other deck. I'm going to ask yes or no, you know, about Trump, and yes or no about Biden, and see what we get. So, all right, so is President Trump going to win the re-election? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, they're both coming out. All right, so that means I'm going to do two cards for Biden too. So we've got the Star and we have the Five of Wands. Okay, so if this were a yes or no, if I had just pulled the Star, I would have been like, yes, for sure, Trump, yes, winning. But because it's with the 5, oh man. This is like rivalry. This is competition. So it's kind of like, oh, I don't know. Let me see. Okay, let me see what I pull for Biden. So since I dropped 2 cards out for Trump, let me see what I can get for Biden. I'm going to do 2 for him too. Jesus. Okay. Ooh. Gosh. What a, oh God, what a comparison. So I've got the Star and the 5 of Wands, and I've got the Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, you know, if it were these 2, I'd be like, hell yeah, this person's got it in the bag. But it's like they both have a good one and they both have a weird one. Especially Biden, like the Lovers. I don't know. And I can't even really say that the Wish card trumps the Ace, because Aces in themselves are special. Aces kind of represent that new light bulb moment in your mind, that new idea, that sudden, you know, wow moment. And so it's, you know, Aces are good cards, you know, so it's like they each have a, guys, I don't know, they each have a good card. I almost feel like, okay, so let's take these out. Let's take the good cards out and let's look at these. So to me, this doesn't look good for Trump. The competition doesn't look good. But it doesn't mean because there's competition that he's not going to beat that competition. It just means there's competition. And if you remember in tarot, what comes after the 5 of Wands? The 6 of Wands, which is triumph, right? So, you know, it's like first you have to go through the competition, the battle, and then the next stage is you've went through it and you've succeeded and you've accomplished. And so if you go in the order of it, it's like, yes, this is a battle for him, but if you were to go to the 6 of Wands, it's going to be a heroic battle, okay, if that makes sense. And then we've got, and you know, the 6, which is, okay, so then we've got the Lovers. If I just, with what I just explained to you, being the 6, being heroic, look what look what Biden's is. It's the 6, it's the Lovers. So let's not pay attention to the imagery here, let's pay attention to the number, because I think that's what we need to do in this case. So Trump is close, but no cigar, in my opinion. He's Trump. He's close to victory, but he's not quite there. He's not quite at 6, and to me, it looks like Biden is at 6, and so number 6 is triumph and victory. So I kind of, that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. So I don't know. That's just what the cards are picking up today. I will keep drawing, I think, weekly until we get down to the minute, but watch out for this secret. Watch out for this High Priestess. See what's going to come about with that. I don't know what that is. I think there's going to be something come out that we're not aware of, and it's going to shake everybody up a little bit. That's what I'm kind of suspecting. And again, as far as the stimulus is concerned, I'm thinking in about 2.5 weeks, around the October 2nd full moon is what I'm thinking for that. So having said that, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe, and you know, I just appreciate that. And just have a wonderful day. Be safe, be kind to everybody, and enjoy your evening. Thank you guys. Bye.